My name is Ken Licari. I'm a resident of Chesterfield Township. I want to take this time to apologize to Stanley Grot. I said that Mr. Grot is a compulsive liar, crook, con man, took bribes and kickbacks. I also believed and disseminated that Mr. Grot was indicted on federal charges. I verified none of this information. I wrongly shared this with others. The statements I made about Stanley Grot are not true. They were unjustified. Excuse me, I'm talking. Please.
Yeah. Ma'am, come on now. No one said anything when you were up here, and that's your first and last warning. I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead. I am so sorry for the interruption. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I verified none of this information and wrongly shared this with others. The statements I made about Stanley Grot, they're not true. They were unjustified and unsubstantiated. I retract everything I've said, and I apologize to Mr. Grot for my actions. I caused a lot of unnecessary grief to Stanley Grot and his family over what I said. I simply got caught up in the moment, and I deeply regret my actions. I hope that Mr. Grot can forgive me. I promise to mend fences, and I look forward to working with Stanley Grot. I apologize, sir.
Mr. Supervisor.
Yes, Mr. Grot.
Mr. Licari, thank you very much.
Welcome, sir.
And I do accept your apology. I believe it's sincere, and I accept it and I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
My family appreciates it as well.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Thank you, Board.
Okay. Anyone else?
So then I went to New Baltimore. I go to the Dairy Queen because I know the owner and I know the lady that manages Robin. And I said, hey, Robin, Pete Lucido asked me to ask you because he's endorsing Jay DeBoyer. Can we put a J sign off on the edge of the property line? And she goes, if you guys are good with Pete Lucido, no problem. He goes, who's this Jake kid? I said, well, he's a candidate. He's running against Jay DeBoyer. And she goes, well, tell him to come get his shit out of my garbage. I'm like, what do you mean? So we go, she goes, come here. So she took us out back. I swear to God. They took his 4-foot, 8-foot sign down and threw it in the trash.
The reason I was calling is, you know that fella, Ken Licari? He's been saying some things that your name has come up that have been influencing the other two candidates, Jacky Eubanks and Jake Skarbek. Because Ken Licari promotes Jay DeBoyer. He's going around telling multiple business owners, he'll see signs up like at Dairy Queen in New Baltimore, and a gas station he mentioned, and the owner of like a Dollar General. He'll see, like, for example, the sign up for Jake Skarbek, and then he'll go in and say, hey, can Jay DeBoyer have the sign up? And then he'll say, Jay is endorsed by Peter Lucido. And then
True, I have not endorsed anybody in that. You know that. Why wouldn't he put it on his literature? I didn't endorse anybody.
that's what I was saying. And so I just want.
Everybody wants to use Pete Lucido when it's convenient.
Yep. And so, I felt really bad for both Jake Skarbek and Jacky because they were both citing instances where, I guess you can consider this a compliment. The owner of the Dairy Queen said, "Oh, well, if Jay has Pete's endorsement, then they can just get rid of their sign." And they actually threw out one of those $400 by $800 Jake Skarbek signs along with the stakes.
Yeah, I did not endorse anybody. I am not involved with those local elections anymore on those. I mean, literally, except for Pam Hornberger, that's the only one, because I told her if she reruns for Senate and it's outside the scope of the district, I'll be more than happy.
Yep.
That's it. And I've known Pam. I served with her, and I don't know those guys. I don't know any of these people. Yeah.
So
I want to talk to you about Jacky. You got a minute?
Sure.
I think we all need to work together to eliminate her. Jacky Eubanks walked around that office and accused people of being Nazis. I had a lady call me and said, "I know you don't know me, but I got your number from so-and-so. We need to meet." And we sat for 2 hours and 30 minutes. And she told me about her relationship with her daughter and Jacky Eubanks. And there's things that were shared that were so horrible, I would never, ever repeat them.